Welcome to Conflict News 24. Today, firstly, we have two news stories about ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. Russia is intensifying use of kamikaze suicide drones, and this morning, headquarters of Ukrainian Southern Command was hit by two Russian kamikaze drones. Secondly, protests are being seen against war, against military mobilization, a partial general mobilization ordered by President Putin a few days ago. Protests were held today in Dagestan, which is a republic part of Russia. And the protests were led by women there. We have some clips for you. Thirdly, viewers, third news story is about two neighbors, Turkey and Greece. Turkey today shared some images captured by a Turkish drone showing military vehicles, armored vehicles arriving at an island in Aegean Sea. And Turkey today complained about deploying of weapons from Greece on this island. Secondly, Greece is complaining there could be an onslaught of migrants from Turkey on Greek border in coming hours. We have details for you. Firstly, viewers, Russia is intensifying use of kamikaze drones. Kamikaze drones are suicide drones which locate a target, then they crash into the target, they explode and they destroy the target. And we know that Russia has purchased these drones from Iran. Shaheed 136 kamikaze drones are hurting Ukraine. This morning, Sunday morning, headquarters of Ukrainian Southern Command Southern Command in Odessa city was hit by two suicide kamikaze drones. Reportedly, these were Shaheed 136 kamikaze drones. The building suffered heavy damage. The strike was very precise. Videos are being shared. We have one clip showing how precisely Shaheed 136 kamikaze suicide Iranian drone crashed into the target, which was headquarters of Ukrainian Southern Military Command. Now, these kamikaze drones are hurting Ukrainian forces. How to counter these kamikaze drones? It is becoming difficult for Ukrainian military. We know that yesterday Ukraine expelled Iranian ambassador over Iran's sale of these drones to Russia. What will Ukraine do? Does it have any planning to counter this new threat? We are seeing that Ukrainian forces are now more focused on ground offensives in Kherson, in Kharkiv, from Kharkiv towards Luhansk, towards Donetsk, and they're not hitting Russians behind front lines. On the other hand, Russians are now relying heavily on these combat drones and kamikaze drones. Let's see, can NATO, US provide Ukraine with some air defense systems to counter this drone threat? We have a clip for you showing how Shaheed 136 kamikaze drone targeted Ukrainian military headquarters in Odessa today. Two drone strikes were conducted. Two kamikaze drones targeted this headquarters of Ukrainian army in Odessa. Watch this clip showing the attack on the headquarters of Ukrainian army in Odessa.
Опять летит.
Secondly, viewers, protests are being seen against war, against public mobilization in Russia as Mobilization has started. Those Russians who have served in the military in the past, who have combat experience, who have military capabilities, military trainings, they are being recruited. They're being sent to training centers where after 2 week long training they'll be deployed to front lines. Protests are being seen today. Demonstrations were held in Dagestan. Dagestan Republic is part of Russia. In Makhachkala, which is capital of Dagestan, protests were held. Not large protests, but people took to the streets, and protests were led by women. Women protesters clashed with police as well. There was use of tear gas, gunshots were heard too. Several protesters were arrested by Dagestan police. So you see that Russians are now starting to feel the pinch of this war after Putin announced general mobilization. And so far, it's not general mobilization. Only those people who have worked in the military in the past are being sent for training and for deployment. There could be another decision in coming months. Putin could announce mobilization of general people, general public, students. Though so far, reportedly, students are exempt from this mobilization. But it can happen that if this war goes on and Russia suffers more losses, we could see declaration of general mobilization involving those youth who have no military experience. So that is why protests are being seen. But so far we cannot say that these protests are threatening Putin. They are threatening for Putin government. No, but some demonstrations are being seen in some parts of Russia. Watch some clips from Dagestan, from Makhachkala, Dagestan's capital, where today women led protests against mobilization of youth to front lines.
Не надо, никуда идем, никуда не идем. Стой на месте.
Не заваливай, мы хотим войны. А почему вы зачем забираете? Почему вы нам мешаете? На кого напали? Куда? На Россию сюда. Они не то, что Россия напала. Это мы напали. Россия напала на Украину. Россия напала на Украину. Нет войны. Нет войны. Нет войны.
Thirdly, viewers, that Turkey and Greece, two neighbors, are involved in different disputes, and today Turkish government showed images showing arrival of armored vehicles on two islands in the Aegean Sea. The islands have non-military status according to Turkey. And secondly, Greece is a warning that an influx of migrants is being unleashed by Turkey towards Greece border. Now, Turkey, Greece are two neighbors. There is Aegean Sea between them. In Aegean Sea, there are around 1,400 islands. Most of these islands are part of Greece. There are several disputes between Turkey and Greece about these islands, about maritime border of these islands, about maritime border of Turkey and Greece, and about the status of these islands. Turkey is of this position that Greece must not deploy its arms, its weapons to the islands which are close to Turkey. And some Greek islands in the Aegean Sea are just a few kilometers away from Turkey. Today, Turkey published some images captured by a Turkish drone showing ships carrying armored vehicles arriving at two Greek islands in the Aegean Sea. Midilli and Sesam are two islands in the Aegean Sea where reportedly around 41 armored vehicles arrived in recent days, and the vehicles were provided by the US to Greece. So US is supporting Greece. US-Turkey relations are not very friendly, by the way. For months, the relations have been strained a little. Turkey is against deployment of arms to the islands close to its borders. That is why it has shared the images. Turkey says that it is violation of international law and violation of some agreements between the two countries. Greece is now accusing that Turkey is unleashing a wave of migrants towards Greek border. We know that migrants who want to enter Europe try to enter Europe through Greece. They try to cross into Greece from Turkey. And Greece and EU say that Turkey has been blackmailing them over this issue. By the way, EU pays millions of US dollars to Turkey on yearly basis for stopping these migrants, especially from Syria and some other countries. We know that tens of thousands of Syrians are in Turkey as refugees because in Syria, a civil war has been going on for years. So that is why I think tens of thousands of Syrians are in Turkey and from some other countries as well. Refugees have arrived in Turkey and now their destination is Greece. Somehow they want to cross into Greece or cross Mediterranean Sea to reach Europe. And on Turkey-Greece border, Turkey tries to stop these migrants from entering Greece, and sometimes Turkey, in a way, supports the movement of migrants through its territories towards Greece to put pressure upon Greece and Europe. It has been happening for months, if not years. That is why EU supports Turkey financially. Now, pictures and videos are being shared from Edirne, which is a Turkish city, that there thousands of migrants are being seen who are now on their way towards Greek border. So tensions could rise on Turkey-Greece border. In the past, we have seen some very unpleasant scenes on Turkey-Greece border when Greek forces stopped migrants from Turkey by force and stop them from entering Greece. We could see similar scenes once again on Turkey-Greece border.